Hi and welcome back to my channel. So I thought I needed to do an update on me on this deployment. We are almost halfway. It is almost what was I gonna say? May. It is almost June and I'm just like, look at God. So I started thinking, I try to do updates on my mini vlogs or my vlogs in general, how I'm doing, but I obviously don't go into detail or talk as much. And I felt like maybe you started following me because I am a military spouse, or maybe you're curious of how the deployment is going for me. So I felt like I needed to do this video. Why am I in my car? Two reasons. One, I actually have like about 25 minutes before I need to head to the office. And two, I don't have the best lighting now. In my old house, like the window literally was perfect, like the sun, daylight, perfect. This time around, not so much. So the car was just ideal. One, it's perfect lighting. Two, I need to be in the office in 25 minutes, so I won't ramble as much. So I haven't physically seen my husband, kissed my husband, held my husband's hand since December, I want to say 20th. It was, I remember going to LA a couple days before Christmas. Yeah, that was the last time I saw my husband. And to be honest, it's really weird when I say it out loud. I miss him. You know how if you're married, you totally get it. Like when you tell your husband, throw out the trash, they don't throw it, or oh my God, why is there so many plates in your desk? When, like, while you're gaming, like, doesn't that bug you? Like all that kind of stuff. I don't miss that, but oddly enough, I miss telling him because that means he's here. I don't think I ever shared that. On my way back home in January, I actually cried in the plane. And I didn't cry because I was coming back to Texas. It was just all so real. It was so real that I was coming back and he was not going to be at the airport picking me up. He was not going to be there anymore. Like, it was just the beginning of this new phase in our life. And it was just like, it hit me right then and there. And God was so good because there was nobody in my row, like next to me on the other side, so I was able to like listen to some worship music and just like let it out. So I think I've said this in my vlogs, being in school full-time, having my own thing, having a job has really helped time go by. I think if I was just not doing anything, either something that I wanted or just a job in general, I think I would not be doing so well. Because there are things in my daily life that remind me of him, but because I have my own thing, it's okay. Like, I'll be like, oh my God, like it's Friday, we would have gone to the movies, we would have gone to dinner or just the movies. But because I have, you know, a good community here, I'm like, you know what, it's fine. Like when he's back, we're gonna do it all over again. Before my husband got deployed, I got different advice from different people. I had people telling me go home. I had people telling me stay in your duty station. So my number one advice is wherever the best support system for you will be, stay there. Not saying that my family is not the best support system for me, but I would not have had my own thing there. It was just basically starting over, and then I would have to come back and then start over again. So I got a great opportunity here, have a great community, and it just all worked out for me to stay. So if your best support system will be at home, go back home. If your best support system is in the duty station that you're at, then stay. So my initial plan was to go back home because everybody was telling me you need to go home. But then I had a few people telling me don't go home. But God did what he does best, and he opened doors and made sure for me to see that it was best for me to stay. And I don't regret it. I don't regret staying because I love what I'm doing. School is stressful, but I'm busy. I love my students, although they give me headaches sometimes. Like, I love the people that God has placed in my life. They were so intentional, which is why I always say that it's important to have a good community and a good support system, When I came back, they were so intentional to tell me, how are you? If you need anything, let me know. And it wasn't just like once in a blue moon. It was like every other day somebody was telling me. And that made me feel the love. And that made me feel the security to say, hey, today, you know what, like, I really miss him and it sucks, you know? And I do have my days where I get like sad and like really miss him. I had that probably like the first few days in January, like coming back and adjusting to being here by myself and, you know, getting used to the idea like I'm by myself, but I'm not, because I have a support system. And I recently just had another day when I went on base this past weekend. Ron and I lived on base, so I went to the doctor, and this was the first time that I went on a Friday on my day off, and I was like, oh my god, you know what, like, I want to take advantage. I want to go to the commissary, I want to go to exchange. And it hit me. Oh my goodness. I was there like just like with this feeling like, oh my god, like, he's not here. I wish he was here. Like, this sucks, this isn't fair. And I know that it's like dumb to say this isn't fair because we picked to be in the military lifestyle. And even though you know deployment might happen or will happen, it still just doesn't seem fair that you have to sacrifice this in your marriage. I had to like make myself see the positive. Like, I miss my husband and that's okay. And he's gonna come back. We're almost halfway there. And yeah, it was just one of those days where, and I think you can even tell right now that it's like, I'm like reliving it a little bit. It really sucked. It really sucked because I saw people with their spouses and soldiers in their uniform, and it was 5 p.m. and I was like, you know, Ron would be home around 5:30, so it sucked. Last weekend was really rare, but I think I've gotten so good at knowing that it's okay, and I'm not trying to shove like God down your throat. So if I talk about God a lot, it's because that's a big part of my life, and if that's not, you know, if that's not your thing, that's fine. But I think I've learned that as soon as I feel that, like, I lay it down to God. You know what, like, it's a God thing that he didn't allow me to stay on base, because maybe that would have happened way more often than I possibly think. And El Paso has a hometown feeling, but it's pretty big. So I literally live like on the other side of town now, so base is like 20 minutes away. And for LA people, yes, that's not far, but here in El Paso, things are so close to where you live that 20 minutes seem far. So I rarely go to base. The camera overheated, so I had to take a mini break. I believe God doesn't give us anything we can't handle. And as weird as it may sound, Ron and I are still so united. And even though we're separated, like, we miss each other so much. I'm so glad we got the Google phones together, because we Google Duo, which is like FaceTime, or we text message through Wi-Fi that he has over there. So honestly, we have been on top of it, and God has just been the center of our marriage. We text each other like on a daily basis as much as he can. I had some people tell me like, oh, you should only talk to him like once a week because you're gonna get bored, you're gonna get out of things to talk about. And everyone, you know, has a different marriage, but honestly, Ron and I have something to tell each other every day. Like, we'll send each other memes, or we'll tell each other like about our day. So it's been going good for us. If your husband gets deployed, they can buy Wi-Fi. It's pretty pricey. But I want to encourage you, like, the purpose of this video is to encourage you that you are a strong woman. Oh my goodness, like, being a military spouse definitely makes you see that you're stronger than you think, that you are more independent, that you are your own person. Yes, you're married, but you can still be you. I feel like sometimes when we get married, we get lost in the relationship, and we forget that you have your own dreams, you have your own goals, and you're so strong. You may have people counting on you to fail, like, this is like not for you, like, you need so much support, blah 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 blah, but you're so much stronger than you think. I'm not saying you have to be this independent woman, this lone wolf. I am just saying that you're strong, and that with a good community, you can be the best version of you. And that's what Ron has done for me. He has made me be the best version of me. This deployment has just made me grow spiritually, has made me grow as a person, in my character, and you can do this. This is just another phase in your life as a military spouse. And I hope that you don't like sink into like the negativity, sink into this like rabbit hole of like, this is unfair, this is horrible, I miss him. I'm not saying you're not, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not saying those emotions are not valid. I'm just saying just don't stay there. Right now, Ron and I are praying. We have decided to do another contract, which is crazy, right? I am telling you that I miss my husband, and yet we have decided to do this again. And if you've been in the military for a while, then you know that we won't know full details if he'll have another deployment. I'm praying to God he won't, but you know, it's always a possibility. So right now our prayer is, when Ron gets back, where do we want to be? Do we want to stay in Texas? Do we want to look for a different duty station? And if so, which duty station? That's our prayer right now. And honestly, it's a big prayer for us, because God has blessed us so much here. And I think this is why I'm okay with doing it again. If we would have never been in this lifestyle, I would have never met the people that I've met. I would have never got the opportunity that I have right now. And that's all God. You know, God places us and where he wants us. And man, or what was it Steven Furtick said? Something that Steven Furtick said, and he's a pastor, and like I said, God is a big part of my life. I'm not trying to shove anything for you, but if this is anything that will encourage you, I hope you receive it. And I went to a conference, and Steven Furtick said, you are not stuck, you're stationed. You're there for a purpose. And I have that in my social media. I posted it, and it stuck with me because it was so literal to me. I am not stuck. For so long I felt stuck here, like I had nothing. I felt stuck, like I was going somewhere and now I didn't know where I was going. Wasn't pursuing what I wanted. I wasn't achieving my goals. And when he said that I was stationed and I was there for a purpose, everything just started clicking to me. I was like, you know what, God, show me why I'm here. And God just started opening doors. And I hope that will be your prayer, that you will start seeing that you're not stuck at your duty station. God picked for you to be there. It might not be the best duty station. It might be super small town. It might be super humid, super cold. It might be the complete opposite of what you're used to, but you're there for a purpose. And I believe that like wholeheartedly, because LA to El Paso is a huge difference. Like, oh my God, like the weather, the culture, like it's different. But I see my purpose here. I see it with my students, and I see it in my daily life, and I hope you start seeing it too. And whatever my next duty station is, if it's here, for somewhere else, I want that to continue to be my prayer. Like, God, what is my purpose? You have a purpose as a military spouse. When you said I do, when he proposed, when you got married, you believe that you guys linked up for the purpose of this lifestyle in the military. This is not just his like calling, his career. Like, you are a part of it. And I love that Ron has made me always see that. Like, he has never been like, this is my career. He has never been like, we're gonna go where I want to go. It's like, okay, where are we going? What do we see? And that's why this prayer that we're doing right now, if we should stay here or go to another duty station, is so big, because we now know that it is something that we are doing together. So I'm just gonna end it with saying that you are a strong woman, stronger than you think, stronger than you know, stronger than anyone has ever told you, and you need to know that. Thank you guys so much for watching. If there's any other videos I can do of so far of my experience, comment below, or comment your experience. Like, where are you right now? I'd love to like know. I know there's other spouses out there, and I've met them, and I have some in my life, and they've shared so much wisdom on me. But it's cool to know that there are other women out there that I'm encouraging. Oh my God, on my So You're Dating a Soldier video, when women comment and tell me like, this helped me, it makes me feel so happy. It makes my day. This one girl like said she cried, and oh man, it touched my heart, because doing these videos, like, you think to yourself, there's so many like videos out there on YouTube, like mine's is not going to make a difference, and to know that it does, it encourages me. And I hope that this video motivated you either to find your own thing, to know that you're strong, and to not give up. Whatever helps your marriage, I hope that you're doing that. If that's texting every day, if that's FaceTiming every night or every other day. I hope that you guys are doing that. Ron and I are so committed to our marriage, and we are intentional about it. And I love him so much for just putting that effort of texting me every day, even if he's had like a 12-hour shift day. I know it's not like a breeze out there. It's not the worst employment for him, but it's not like he's just sitting there like having the time of his life, you know. So I'm thankful for the things that he does to make sure that I know that he loves me and that we're in it together. So thank you guys so much for watching. Like, subscribe, share with someone that needs some encouragement. I pray and I hope that whatever journey you're in, that you will see the positive in it, and that you guys will be so much more united, and that you find the people that are going to support you, because I feel like that is so important. So have a good day, and I hope this helped. Bye.